how are realtors using office space today? Kind of wanted to get your thoughts on that and your perspective.
Yeah, I'll state the obvious. Offices have a different purpose today than they did just 2 years ago, right? And the data are clear. People are more productive at home. And frankly, there's a lot of articles out in the marketplace that suggest not only are people way more productive at home, they're probably even overproductive. They're overworking, right? But the point being is that offices have a different purpose. People are no longer using an office space to be purely productive. Shoot, I can accomplish that at home now. So the question becomes, to me at least, how does an office help me facilitate my business, right? How does being in an office help the bottom line to Stu's real estate business? And so I think the first question to ask people is, which one do you prefer? Do you want an office, or do you prefer to work from where you want to when you want to work from there, right? And then, when I decide when an office is a valuable asset or a valuable tool in my toolbox, what do I need to use the office for? Is it to meet clients? Is it to run into someone and have some of that camaraderie or water cooler chat, that kind of thing? Sometimes there are people that actually use an office and the drive to an office to feel busier than they really are. And sometimes actually going to an office can actually be, it can hinder productivity, because people feel like, well, I got dressed today, I fought traffic for an hour, and now I'm here. But now that I'm here, it's time to have lunch. And so it's interesting. It's really asking people, why do you need an office? How does it help you increase your business, back to meeting clients or some of that think tank sessions with your colleagues? And then also understanding if it can also be a distraction. Once we get there, we can help our agents decide how to use it and when best to use it.
Okay. Yeah. I like that a lot, man. That made total sense to me, because, I started working from home during the pandemic there, and you brought up productivity. Like, it's so weird, but I had to put on slippers, right? Like, I had to put some kind of shoes on to remind myself that hey man, it's time to work. And the simplest thing of house slippers really helped my mind, kind of know that, all right, you got some shoes on your feet, it's time to get after it. Yeah, I can't just lay on the couch and work. It's not something I can necessarily do, but that's not to say others can't, right? So I love your perspective on that.
Yeah. And Austin, so when I created our company back in 2009, so my vision, part of it was to be a paperless office, and have a smaller overhead, which allowed us to give our agents more on the commission side. And, it's sort of going that way now with COVID, because back from my prior office, I almost never was in the office. I always worked from home. And the agents I've attracted throughout the years are really agents that's what they're looking for. And we've grown our number of offices, but really just so that people have our address as a marketing technique in that area, and not have one office that's located 50 miles away from them. But the reality is most of the agents are not using the office. And I think COVID is actually causing even some of the bigger names to shrink their office space now, because they're realizing that now that this is sort of the new norm, people are not going to go back, to use the space the same that they were before.